He's a cowboy, he's down on his luck. His pockets are near empty, he's sleeping in his truck. The rodeo next Friday, his bills are past due. How he'll pay for entries, he ain't got a clue. He's a cowboy, it's his turn to ride. He prays for 8 seconds when they shout outside. His future is uncertain, his past he can't forget. He's just a hard luck cowboy, life hasn't broken yet. Oh.
Welcome back to horsemanship. Today we're out here evaluating a little pony. Me and Cindy was discussing this little thing last night before we saw it, and it's pretty much the scenario. What I thought is basically, tell me if I'm right, that when he don't want to, because Serenity, I'm talking to you, if he doesn't want to go somewhere, that's when he comes up in the air. Say, yes sir. You can speak, I'm not going to bite you. And there's a reason I want you to talk to me, okay? I don't want this or that, and it's not, because if your dad agrees, let me take this pony, I can already tell you, majority of the work is going to be with you. Because I watch you, how you approach the pony and everything, and you're a little bit timid. You might not think you are, but you're approaching him a little bit timid, like you're a little afraid of him. Even though you might not be, but that's how you're coming. Him, that's how he's seeing her. Because she's going up real slow, got her hand out like this. You know, that's the new age BS that, you know, some guys, the women like, and they preyed on them. So, and you notice how I walked right, you know, I went to the other horse just for a backtrack. Serenity went try to catch him. Of course, he's out in the open, so he did it, you know, what horses do. So I just, and she did typical what everybody do. They hid the halter, because everything you did is what every grown-up does. So it doesn't matter age. It doesn't. So she, you know, did the hide it back. Now what I did, I watched his personality. But even while we were pulling up, I'm already evaluating the horse. I mean, because I'm watching, since he's out with 2 others, tells me a lot. So I knew if I start petting on one horse, he'd come up to me. And sure enough, he did. And then I just put my rope around his neck and everything. So basically what his problem is, he's going up in the air when he doesn't want to do something, and probably other times. So I'm just going through my checklist to evaluate this horse. And I tell you what, just in a couple minutes I already handled him from point A to B. For being, you know, like say he's pony cross with quarter horse. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot already that I like. I'm not seeing no negative. You know, like when we were talking at first, you know, he was right here. He wasn't, you know, pushing on me and getting me out of the way. You know, and like when I got 6 points to body I like a horse to move, but basically at the end of the day I got 4 that I really want to move. And like, you know, when I do this, I love the fact he's bending, he's flexing, he's moving that hip. That is spot on. And I'm moving that hip. Then I got the shoulders. Now see Serena, I'm not hitting them. I'm hitting the ground in front of them. I want to get a reaction. See, now right there. See how I'm asking. I got what I say, please, pretty please with sugar on rule. So I'm gonna you won't see me doing this. Because of my bringing up, what I've been through, because a lot of it comes through. I mean, that's human nature. When I see somebody really start shaking this and hitting that buckle in their mouth, to me, I go back to my childhood and I cringe for whatever reason. So I put myself in that horse's spot and I wouldn't like it either. So if I can get my point across, say please, pretty please, sugar. Oh, yeah, this pony's got a lot going for him. Someone say please. I mean, he's awesome little thing. I mean, you got your good little pony. So like I said, there's the foundation to get him going straight is all there. You know, I don't have to spend a month getting it. He's already got it. There's evaluation. So when I'm evaluating a horse, or the key things I check at, how well they move that hip, like that. How soft they are in the halter, and like him, I mean, that I'm loving. I mean, he's so light in that halter. He's a little sticky on backing up. A lot of horses, if they don't constantly do this, they'll get that way. I mean, so if we all agree to do this, at some point I'll work with Serenity, and first I'll start with her on the ground, because he's got it, and that's nice. She's not dealing with a horse that's going to give her a lot of trouble on the ground. So my job would be to show her and stuff, because I got to give her some self-confidence that she can handle this horse and make it fun. So if we agree this, they won't be no, on the rail, heels down. No, I'm going to give her tools that she can even get out here and have a good time with. And she might not do it while people's watching, but I guarantee you, when she's by herself with this pony, she'll do it. Good. There you go. There you go. Because Serenity, one thing horses like and prefer, they prefer, and you don't get cruel with them. You're not, I'm not being mean to him, but they like someone talk loud and clear to them. So that way, they get the idea of what you're asking, instead of what I call hen pecking them. Like when I want him to go to my left, I'll go to this neck. Good boy. Whoop. Oh. No. So I don't want him to trot out, because I haven't asked for that. I want him to walk. So when he, did start trotting, I just disengaged his hind end, and then we approach it again. So at some points, Randy, what you'd be able to do is point, and that's all. That's all you have to do. And if you want them to go faster, you just amp it up a little bit. Good boy. But my in-hand work with horses, and even if I accidentally, if I'm working a horse in hand and I sort of relax, if all of a sudden they slow down and relax, that's great. That's what, you know, they're paying attention to me. So it's my job is to, you know, if I want to keep them moving, stay there. Good boy. Very good. Yeah, there's a lot about this little pony.
I don't have to step out, it's okay.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily want to be.
All right. Yeah, I said I was going to saddle them up, but I don't really see a need in it. But I did want to see what they're riding them in, and they're riding them in a mechanical hack. And the problem is, number one, if you pull back on this, you're going to put and the harder you got to pull. Now he's pretty soft. There's a lot, you know, it's going to really put a lot of pressure under here and on their nose. Matter of fact, a lot of horses that's been ridden in something like this, if I don't even see them with it on, I can tell you, and there's how I can tell, they'll end up start getting a callus up here. Now this one's a little better than most. It's got a covered rawhide or rope or something. A lot of them's got a chain nose too. So you imagine putting that, let's put a chain on top of your nose and underneath your nose and have somebody pull. And often in my videos you hear me talk about side pull action. Can you zoom in on his face? If I pull on this side, if I have to, this side is going to pinch them. So that doesn't work independent. And this is my bridle bit I've ride in and my horses with. It's a little bit more advanced bit, but it's not that bad. This bit here is a hybrid because the way it's designed, it'll work like a O-ring. My range just ends up being an extension of my shank. Or I got a little bite in there for the older horses. But if I pick up this side, see, I can do all kinds of things with this. This other side don't come in effect. So horses like him, and all, I get in there and get my point across without disturbing this side. So there's, you know, and if she's having to start pulling on him, that's going to start bringing them up. I mean, people, I know people look at these mechanical hacks and think, you know, I don't have a piece of metal in that horse's mouth. Well, to me, this is a lot worse than having a horse metal in the mouth, because like I said earlier, you're putting a lot of pressure here and there. With this horse, he's really light. So, you know, and you don't have no tools with. I mean, you don't have anything. You can't, if you bend them, you know, thank God somebody put a cable here, so that helps a little bit, where it's not, there's a little bit there, but you can see it. There's no, you pull one side, that other side's going to get in effect. So all the tools that, you know, if we agree with this, I would teach her, she don't have them. And the horse already knows how to move his hip and everything, so, you know, he's not, like I say, he was a little funny with the, now, a lot of stuff comes up when we're off camera. He was a little funny about the ears. So what I did, you know, I didn't get upset with him. I just start scratching on the ears, and then I brought the headstall in. And you notice when he did that, I didn't try to put this on. I didn't go to slip this over his nose until he let me slide this over his ear. You know, and that could be a habit he picked up, you know, because he can. But that's little things. I mean, you saw how quick he got out of it. I mean, there's some horses I've seen, you'd be shocked how long you got to work with it. But, you know, for an evaluation type thing, this little pony shows me a lot. I mean, for a little kid's pony, I mean, you got a good one. And like I say, your background, you say they rode him a lot on trails, so he's got that over. You know, he started going up, but that's because, like I said, me and Cindy already figured that out before we even seen him. You know, he got where if he don't want to go somewhere, and between that and this, and so they don't have the tools to work with, because I know regular ride lenses. I don't know how the lady down the street did, but I know most of them. They put them on the rail, walk, trot, lope your horse, walk, trot, lope your horse. And that's what, through the years, I've been trying to change. Even with somebody her age, like I told you on the phone. What I do now, I had a little stud pony that he taught me how to do it, because that was the only way I get his feet moving. He started rearing up because he didn't want to leave the other ponies, and I start bending them, move that hip, move that hip, move that hip. And at that time, I was only about 7 years old. But I just figured it worked, so I'd ride a little farther. Then he'd go up in the air. So he'd move the hip, and eventually, he didn't care. I mean, he was a good little pony. Good boy. So, like I said, he's a nice little pony. And I can tell a lot of them when I was even pulling up, because he is with a couple other horses. I mean, the first thing he did, the other two stayed eating, he looked. Yeah, that told me he's inquisitive. And, you know, when Serenity first went approach him, he was right there, but then he saw the halter, and he figured, well, I got Serenity's number, so I'm going to play the run. You follow me around game for a while. And a lot of this stuff will take that away from him. I mean, and plus they'll teach her how to just, you know, because you saw what worked. You know, just pedal on the other one. And in an instance like this one time, I don't have no problem. Like with ours, if I want to call him up, I get a scoop of grain, I throw it in the stall, and I call him up and say, hey, because it's a lot easier for me to pin him up. I mean, that's real. I'm a realist. I'm not a, you know, let's do magic out here, because I can probably do it, but you know, she might never be able to do it, because it's like,
These are fun games.
yeah, you know, he might not even be trying to be mean about it. He's just, you know, looking at her like she's another horse, and I'm gonna play with you for a while, you know. So that was pretty cut and dry. Just for GPs. And since we were talking about that mechanical hack, I really want to put a video together about Charlie and about bits. And with that one, I want to show how the Boswell works and how O-ring works and everything else, and the advantages of which one. So, as I always say to my kids, my grandkids, special person out there, watch State Lake Kate and the 8, God bless, take care, and always be true to the horse, and they'll be true to you. Thanks.